activity.
Have you now found page 382, volume 2 of the County Assembly? Tell us the expenses involved within the Meru County Assembly.
The County Assembly spent 35.50 million on committee sitting allowances for the 68 MCAs against an annual budget allocation of 71.36. The average monthly sitting allowance was 57.63, and the County Assembly has established 27 committees.
Thank you. As I move to the next issue, confirm that each MCA that was in support of the motion last year walked away with at least 80,000 as facilitation from taxpayer, and that they are likely to walk away with the same amount this year.
That one I confirm because the DSA's paid was for 5 days and the transport allowance of 10,000.
So if you were to look at the 49 MCAs that are in support of this motion, times 80, that would be around 4 million Kenya shillings?
Yes, on average.
Thank you. Let us proceed to the next issue. When we were in Senate last year, in November, you lost the impeachment motion, correct?
Yes. All the accounts were not substantiated.
They were not substantiated. Tell us what transpired immediately when you lost the motion. Were there any reconciliatory efforts from your side? And by your side, I mean the members of the County Assembly that were in support of the impeachment motion. Were there any efforts to reconcile with the governor and have a working relationship with her?
There were none, and immediately we lost the impeachment motion. The following day, we met in a hotel in Nairobi, where all the 59 members and the Speaker of the Assembly were in support of the impeachment motion, together with the Deputy Governor and Honorable Mporo Abori came together. And in that meeting, it was deliberated that members should be taken for a retreat to freshen up and maybe relax.
Do you recall the name of the hotel where you attended and you had this meeting?
Yes, Sunstar Hotel in Nairobi.
Sunstar Hotel in Nairobi?
Yes.
You confirm that that meeting took place the following day after you lost the impeachment motion?
That is true.
What were the resolutions of that meeting?
I was just stating that it was agreed that the Assembly facilitates members for a retreat, for members to go and relax and freshen up maybe after the vigorous impeachment process that they taken. And then immediately after that...
The retreat was in addition to the 80,000 that each of you had pocketed?
No, it was a new retreat that members...
I'm saying it was in addition to what you had
Yes, in addition to.
Okay, proceed.
So we agreed that we'll be facilitated for a whole week, and we went to Mombasa for a whole week where we were facilitated along committee lines. Therefore, members who had been de-whipped earlier from committees were not participants, and we did committee work for 2 days. And for the rest of the days, we sat down to organize and plan on how to sabotage the government so that it doesn't work. And that is when the time it was agreed that a petition be introduced in the County Assembly to try and impeach.
Mr. Mawira, you are using very strong terms here. Is it your evidence that members of the County Assembly at taxpayers' expense went to Mombasa and planned on how to sabotage the governor? And you're saying that on oath?
That is my evidence, and I want to say to this Honorable Senate, that is when it was agreed that a petition be introduced in the Assembly, petitioning or praying that all CCs for the county government of Meru, chief officers, the county secretary and chief of staff be impeached so that the government can be sabotaged and does not function, because we have already lost the impeachment motion.
What petition is that you're talking about, and was that resolution ever acted upon, to the best of your knowledge?
It was acted upon because immediately we went back to Meru. A petition was brought to the Assembly praying for or requesting that the county assembly conducts an investigation on around 7 CECs, I think 3 chief officers and the county secretary and the chief of staff, that culminated to a report of the Joint Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs recommending the impeachment of or the removal from office of the county secretary and the chief of staff, and also give members of the assembly freedom or the word liberty to introduce impeachment motions for 3 CECs, and that was tabled in the assembly.
I want you to look at page 90 to 145 of the County Assembly's documents. That should be volume.
Page 92
of volume 2 of the County Assembly's documents, page 90 to 145. Can you take us to the place where you now term as the decision that was arrived at in Mombasa of impeaching, or rather sabotaging, in your own words, the governor's government by impeaching the CECs? Page 90.
Page 90 of volume.
Of the county government's exhibits.
This one exhibit for the governor.
I'll retrieve it shortly. So, as we retrieve that, confirm what transpired in actuation of that resolution.
I do confirm that the petition was brought to the assembly, and it was committed to a joint committee of JLAC or Justice and Legal Affairs, and also the Labour Committee, and the resolutions or the recommendations of the committee came back that 3 CECs.
Before you proceed, Honourable Senators, I'm referring to volume 4 of the County Assembly's bundle of documents at page 90 to 145. That's volume 4, County Assembly's bundle of documents. But, Mr. Witness, when I look at that petition, it is signed by members of the public. What relationship is there between these members of public or petitioners and members of the County Assembly?
That is on page
90 to 145, volume 4.
Yes, the petition is signed by members of the public, but in that meeting it was agreed that members of the County Assembly look for friendly members of the public who can introduce the motion, or the petition, sorry, and one is a perennial petition in the Assembly. One, Salesio Mutuma, who has signed that petition, has introduced more than, I think, 20 or 30 petitions in that Assembly.
Is it your evidence then that these petitioners were procured by the members of the County Assembly for the purposes of appearing as if it was the public behind the impeachments?
I've stated so.
That is your evidence?
Yes.
How soon after the first impeachment was that petition brought before the Assembly?
In less than a month.
In less than a month. Was there any other resolution by members of the County Assembly to frustrate Her Excellency's government, and if so, in what way?
It was also agreed that we have to sabotage the government through the budget-making process, where members agreed that they will do an itemized budget, despite of the fact that the county government has always prepared an itemized budget, and also do an allocation to their respective wards at that point.
I am having serious problems, Mr. Witness, to fathom that members of the County Assembly would sit and scheme against the executive. Are you sure of your evidence? And do you really want to go on record as a witness of events that really transpired?
That is very true, because members were very bitter, because initially they had been assured that the governor of Meru was going. So
who had assured them? You are talking of assurance.
The political class of leaders, especially those at the national level, but come from Meru County.
The Meru County. I want you to say that again for record purposes. Who, and if you're capable, you can mention names of people you think, or you know, not think, were giving that kind of assurance.
I'm saying...
Perhaps it would be important, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the witness limits himself to the evidence before the assembly, so that he does not open Pandora's box and goes on a fishing expedition, mention names that will not be brought before you or before us for cross-examination or re-examination. That line will greatly prejudice our case unless we are assured that the names that shall be put on record will be made available for further re-examination. I am most obliged.
Mr. Speaker, sir, if I may respond to that issue. It is the governor's case that she is a victim of political witch hunt by the political leadership in Meru. Those facts have been alluded to in the affidavit of the witness. We have annexed video evidence which we will play. It is only fair for counsel to allow me conclude on that issue, unless, of course, I'm touching on a live nerve that he's aware of.
Mr. Speaker, sir, you may allow me in response.
Counsel for the County Assembly.
Yes,
just take your seat. You know, yesterday I gave you some latitude because the counsel for the governor rose on a point of order on the very same issue. But I gave you latitude so that we run this smoothly. Kindly allow the governor to present her case the best way she knows how. Having said that, counsel for the governor, do not veer off so far from what is already before us by bringing very new material, which then will not able the counsel for the County Assembly to respond adequately. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I will be pursuing that line shortly, Mr. Witness. It is your testimony that you had been assured that the governor would indeed go home.
You see what happened, Honorable Speaker. Immediately after the first impeachment came to this assembly, came to this Honorable Senate, and all the counts were still unsubstantiated, we went back to Meru, and the president of this country, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, and the deputy president initiated a reconciliation between the assembly and the executive, and the team from the assembly and the team from the executive led by the governor, while the team from the assembly was led by the speaker, stayed here at the office of the deputy president for 3 days, and we resolved all the matters that and brought us to the first impeachment motion. And therefore, when we went back to Meru, that was maybe for, I think, approximately from February, we had a cordial working relationship between the executive and the assembly, and that is the time that the assembly approved budgets for the school feeding program, the one cow, one needy family program, and so many others. But immediately when the political class sat down and felt maybe the governor had gone rogue, they started mobilizing us, members, intimating to us that now it was time to remove the governor from the office. So many members were reluctant because initially they had a good working relationship with the governor, but now we were mobilized along the political party lines, and that is when we were assured that for sure this time the governor of Meru will now come back to Meru as the governor.
Thank you. You have alluded to a meeting that took place at Mombasa, and another meeting that was convened in Nanyuki.
Yes.
After 1 month.
Yes.
Kindly explain to us what transpired in Nanyuki, and if you can remember, who attended that meeting, What was the agenda and what were the resolutions?
Just before Christmas, and when news for the famous blogger, one sniper, started circulating that he was missing, the county assembly members were facilitated to go to Nanyuki for committee work. And after finishing the committee work, 59 members who had supported the impeachment process were left for a meeting, which was attended by all the MPs from Meru, the former CS for Agriculture, in the exclusion of the senator only. All the other political class was there. And we were urged and asked to remain united so that the cause that we had just lost, we can maybe later, at a later date, and we were told that is by 2024 June, the cause that or the fight that we had lost will be brought back, and by that time, for sure, we'll win it.
The cause that you're talking about, what cause is this that you're being urged to continue pursuing?
It was impeaching the governor of Meru.
It was impeaching the governor of Meru. Did at any time the political class within Meru County preach peace, unity, you having a working relationship with the governor of Meru? Did they do that at any moment?
At no point did anybody talk about reconciliation or peace.
How was this meeting facilitated that took place in Nanyuki?
It was facilitated by the assembly through committees. And then later, after the meeting ended, we were given cash of 20,000 each, and we were told it was for Christmas.
Who gave you the 20,000?
The speaker shared it among his members, but of course, it was from the members who had attended that meeting, the political class that attended.
By speaker, you mean which speaker? Of which?
Speaker of the County Assembly of Meru, sorry.
Yes, we are in a Senate which has a speaker.
Certainly, it cannot be me, counsel for the government.
I wanted to have that on record, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you for that clarification. It was the Speaker of County Assembly of Meru.
Yes.
Thank you. So how many MCAs were in Nanyuki for the retreats?
For the committee work, all members were there, the 69 members, but for the meeting, it was for the 59 members only who had supported the impeachment process for the governor.
So each of the 59 got 20,000 shillings from the speaker?
Yes.
Might you know where that money had come from?
It wasn't disclosed, but we were told it was a Christmas gift from the political leaders who were there that time. I stated that all the members of National Assembly from Meru were there in the exclusion of the senator only. The women rep was there, and also the former CS Agriculture was in that meeting.
And you are talking about the political leadership across the political divide, not just one political party?
Yes, across the political parties or the political divide.
Were you given any timelines or any specifics on how you would prosecute the resolution that had been arrived at?
Of course, we gave all the plans that we reached at in Mombasa, and then we were told to forge ahead with them. And then for the impeachment of the governor was to be reintroduced on or around June 2024.
You have talked about other ways of frustrating Her Excellency's government. What other ways were agreed upon, if any, on how you would frustrate the governor of Meru?
The main agreement was that one will sabotage the government of Meru through the budget making process from the CADP, the CFSP going onward. And also it was agreed that there were programs that were being undertaken by the county government of Meru that were making the governor very popular on the ground, and therefore they had to be stopped. And that was the school feeding program for ECD learners, and also the one cow, one needy family program that was being carried out by the county government of Meru.
So is it your evidence that indeed members of the county assembly schemed to have the ECD school feeding program scrapped for the sole purpose of sabotaging the governor's governance within the county?
Yes, and indeed it happened in the assembly where the Committee on Agriculture tabled a report and declared that there was no policy for the school feeding program, and for the one cow, one in the family program, and it was halted, and also the school feeding program was halted by the same assembly.
Mr. Mawira, the members of the County Assembly of Meru are public officers,
yes,
paid by taxpayers.
Yes.
How does it make you feel that you are part of a scheme to frustrate the very mwananchi that has elected you to public office, to the extent of scrapping the school feeding of the poor children for political gain? How does it make you feel?
It is very
and what does it say about the County Assembly of Meru?
It is very unfortunate and regrettable that public servants can sit down and try to sabotage the same wananchi who have voted for them. And it also shows the level of desperation or the laws that the County Assembly of Meru can go so as to remove from office one Governor Kawira Mwangaza.
Thank you. Yesterday, there was a clip that was played here at the Senate, and there was one gentleman who was very vocal, and the mover of the motion said that that gentleman is not a leader within Meru County. Do you recall that? Can we watch VKM 13? VKM 13. We may need an interpreter on standby. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your indulgence, we may need a translator of the Meru language with your guidance.
Sergeant at Arms, kindly usher in the translator.
Thank you. Can we watch VKM 13?
As I said, I want to tell the County Assembly of Meru, we can't wait any longer. We We want to see the County Assembly of Meru. When Mheshimiwa Munya, when Kadhuri Morongi, when CS Lentore, when Motuma Mtoivikia, when Ayubu Bundi, when Idani Kere, and the other members of the Assembly were sat down and have a cup of tea and they even said nothing. That day, the redemption of Meru will be nigh.
Interpreter is here. Thank you. We can proceed with the clip.
Now this time round,
Kasa, honorable members, my name is Mutengi Mpara. I'm from KBC, Mwago FM, as an this time round, we don't want many stories.
We want to be very simple. Senate. Kaduri.
We want it to be very simple. We'll come to Senate. Kaduri.
I know you are there, our senator. Time round, sisi mtatuona kama wamama. Akitoa kitambaa tunatoa. Okay, japezo hivyo kwa kuigelwa kiao.
And amesema, and then we'll bring that matter there and we'll be ready. As the women from the county. To help you for whatever cost.
Actually, some of us have even made a decision.
Actually,
we understand Kiswahili, we do understand English.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We can proceed with the clip uninterrupted when it is in Kiswahili and English.
We are ready so that the Meru can be out of the mess that it is. So ile kitu tunataka kuomba tu, naona tuko na wafoma waziri hapa, Mheshimiwa Munya, Mheshimiwa Kaduri, Mheshimiwa Litura na the deputy governor. Batu watawangaratania.
We here, Honorable Munya and others, kindly don't disrupt the process and never take us around. Sorry, kindly, a little back. Maybe just a little something. Just prepare yourself. It's you who will help us. Don't let us down. We can sit down and talk like elders. So we heard whatever you were saying with our ears.
Niwaambie rais amesikia shinda zile tuliko nazo Meru.
Thank you. Honorable Witness, and I would request the translator to remain by, with your permission, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Witness, kindly explain to us, if you are aware, the venue of this meeting, who are in attendance, and what was being said. And most importantly, the gentleman who spoke first, who is he?
Yes, it was in Abario, in parts of the Gembe region, where all members of the, members of the county assembly, the majority who support the impeachment process were there. And also other leaders were the former governor, Honorable. We had the CS then for agriculture. Our beloved senator was there also. And the first gentleman who spoke is called Mwendia Muguna alias Alaji, who is the Secretary General for the Bas Party at the county level for the county of Meru.
The mover of the motion was here yesterday, and she said that that gentleman is not a leader of any political party in Meru. What would your evidence?
Secretary General for the Bas Party in Meru County, and previously he also served in the government of Governor Kirito as the Director of Events, and previously in 2013 he was a nominated councillor, a nominated MCA by the Bas Party in the County Assembly of Meru.
Thank you. So briefly, what transpired in that meeting? What were the resolutions? What were the pleas by the various speakers?
The plea from various speakers that we have seen from that video is for the continuation of the removal of the governor of Meru from office through impeachment.
And did you get a response to the pleas?
From who?
Did you get any response from the attendees of the plea that you had made? That rather the people speaking had made?
Yeah, the members of the county assembly and the crowd that was there applauded for those pleas.
There is a certain lady in that clip. We will go to the Senate and take that woman, and this time round, we will take a woman who will also cry. Who is that?
That is and she was stating that because indicating that, and maybe the Senate says the governor because of agenda, then the next impeachment process will be initiated by a woman, so that when they come to the Senate, if the governor sheds tears, they also shed tears to maybe for the Senate to sympathize with them.
Is it then a surprise that this impeachment motion was brought by a woman?
It wasn't a surprise at all.
Is it part of the scheme, or was it just a coincidence?
It is part of the scheme and the machinations behind the impeachment of Governor Kawira Mwangaza.
Let us watch VKM12 from the governor's exhibit of videos.